It was an exciting day on the island of Sodor. Percy was leaving for the mainland on a ship. The tracks around the harbor were filled with trains. The gangways were pulled in, and the ship sailed off for the mainland with Percy on board. The next day, Thomas decided to go visit the quarry. When Thomas arrived, Mavis was trending some coal cars. "Hi, Mavis," said Thomas. "Oh, hi, Thomas. What are you doing here?" "Oh, I just came to visit. You know how I like it here a lot." "Need some help with those trucks?" "Oh, no, I'm fine. Thank you, Thomas." While Thomas was visiting Mavis at the quarry, he didn't know that Diesel 10 had escaped from his little shelter under the bridge and was trying to destroy things with his claw called Pinchy. Rusty the diesel engine was working the incline today when he saw Diesel 10 below him. "What do you want, Diesel 10? Yelled Rusty. He had known about Diesel 10's devious trick. Diesel 10 had a plan. Rusty, today's your day off. Why are you working?" "It is? Oh, well, I forgot about that then. But who's going to work the incline?" "I'll do it. Since the winch is broken, I'll be strong enough to pull the trucks up and..." So Rusty switched places with Diesel 10 while Diesel 10 got ready for his plan with the trucks. "Alright, trucks, it's your day off too, so go and run free." And that's exactly what they did. On, yelled the trucks. The trucks didn't know this, but they were in a direct lane for the Sodor Sturdy, which would collapse again. I don't know when they're actually going to make the track somewhere else. Donald and Douglas were just chuffing through the little line below the Sodor Sturdy. Emily had never actually climbed the incline before. "Oh dear, this is so hard," she said. "I wonder how the little engines always do it." When she reached the top, she finally realized she had been tricked. Darn it, I shouldn't have trusted Diesel 10. Why did I do that in the first place? Unfortunately, some of the bricks from the tower had crashed right into the support of the incline, and Emily's weight did not do a very good effect on it. Now Emily was stuck. "Help!" she yelled, but no one heard her. And through all this chaos, Thomas was still puffing home. "Oh dear, I must be late. Oh my gosh!" And then he saw the horror. Oh, normal. Thomas had just stopped at the point, but when he saw that there was no Sodor Sturdy, he knew that something bad had happened to it. Oh dear, what could happen now? Twisted, Scrap, and Middle were blocking Thomas's way. Darn it, now we'll probably never be able to find out what had happened. Unfortunately, Donald and Douglas knew too much about it. Thomas decided to bring Annie and Clarabelle around for a ride. He was taking on water, and soon Toby arrived. "Hi, Thomas. What's up?" "Oh, hi, Toby. Did you know the Sodor Sturdy collapsed?" "Yep, totally aware of it, and I think Diesel 10 did it." "Diesel 10? What makes you say that?" "I saw him. He replaced Rusty at the incline, and then he told the trucks to go." Toby moved out, and Thomas chuffed off to find out who the culprit really was. Eventually, Sir Topham had found out and asked Thomas to go and meet up with him at the top of the cliff. "I've never seen our island in such pain, Thomas. Have you?" "No, sir, and I've never seen you ever taller than me." Okay, bye." Thomas soon found out that there was no such thing as train phones, and he was so depressed he decided to take on some water. Why do I drink water when I'm sad? Diesel 10 had now caused more damage than ever and decided to go take in hiding. Diesel 10 had now caused more damage than ever and decided to go take in hiding. With the railway lines blocked, Sir Tom had hired a new ship to clear the rubble. But the ship would eventually have to make round trips because the rubble was too much for the ship to carry all in one trip. The rubble will be turned into new parts and bricks for the Sodor Sturdy Tower. Thomas thought to himself, there must be some other way that we can get the rubble out of the tracks besides that big ship. Thomas soon puffed off to find the bigger engines. Even though this happened, they were still firm friends with the take-alongs. And the take-alongs were firm friends with the Legos. Thomas puffed up, and soon he knew that this would happen. As he told the bigger engines all about his plan, they soon agreed to help. Then they puffed off. After every load, Thomas and James would swap the cars with Percy and Toby. They found a large bunker and attached it to the flatbed. But since the bigger engines hadn't moved in years, they were in trouble. Thomas was puffing along the line when he heard a creak. He stopped in the siding and his driver went out to inspect the damage. "Well, Thomas," said his driver, "it looks like that rust really got into your wheels. You can't move anymore. It's too rusty." Percy soon arrived and they puffed off. "I really don't like this," said Thomas. "Well, that's all you can do now," said Percy. Thomas was given a rest, but he didn't know that his other friends were also having some problems too. "Well, James, you really sprung it this time. Your brake locks broke." "Oh, not again," said James. "Percy, it seems to me that one of your crack pins broke. You can't pull this heavy load." "Oh, no. Who's going to do it? Only Toby's around." But poor Toby was also having some problems. After Thomas heard the news, he was really wondering what was going to happen. "What's going to happen?" he thought. This rubble is not going to clear itself, and that ship won't be back for a couple of weeks." The weeks passed. No work was done until the ship came back to get loads of rubble. Some of the tracks had cracks in them and were beginning to grow overgrown. It was hard for Percy to do the work alone, and he knew he needed help. But he still was the only engine that could do the jobs. One day, Percy was thundering down the line. Percy decided to rest for a little bit after that burst of speed when he heard someone snoring. Now Percy crept slowly up until he saw a man that was lying down. He was actually very skilled at fixing engines. Percy asked him if he could help his friends. He decided to help. He was still sleepy, so he decided to go into the bunker. Percy raced down the line back to the town. Once he arrived, he saw Thomas. "Thomas, I met this man that claims that he can fix engines." "I bet," said Thomas. But Thomas held back his words once he saw who the man was. He quickly fixed Thomas and he was soon back to work. "Thank you, sir. What's your name?" "That is left to be unknown," said the mysterious man. Percy soon got a rest and Thomas was ready to go. Shh. The man fixed James and Toby too, and soon they were back to work as well. In no time the rubble was cleared away, and Donald and Douglas were found. But Cranky had still fallen over the tracks. "Help me!" he yelled. Eventually he too was back up, although Emily was still stuck high up on the inclined tracks. "Help!" she yelled. But now Diesel 10 was trying to chop down the support. Yet Thomas still had an idea. The workers knew that they couldn't lay down the track in time. He sneaked behind Diesel 10 and gave him a big biff. There were no tracks here, but Thomas could move more freely than Diesel 10 could. Diesel 10, on the other hand, had a hard time keeping on the cliffs. Whoa! He soon crashed. Thomas had escaped, but not for long. Diesel 10, on the other hand, had a hard time keeping on the cliffs. Whoa! He soon crashed. Thomas had escaped, but not for long. Diesel 10 slipped and slid. Thomas soon squeezed his brakes until he came to a halt at the end of the cliff. But he was ready to push Thomas right off the cliff. But it wasn't over yet for Thomas. He saw a ship sailing by. Maybe I should go into that ship, he thought. And soon, he was off the cliff. Thomas was in perfect aim right for the ship. And he crashed right in. But Diesel 10 was still slipping. "Oh, help!" he screamed. But then he stopped. "Wow, that's weird," he thought. "Why did I stop?" Diesel 10 didn't know this, but there was a runaway car on the loose. Ah! Diesel 10 had splashed right into some water, because now the ship had passed. "Glub, glub, glub," he said. Diesel 10 was soon lifted out, but that wasn't the end of his troubles. "Diesel 10, said Sir Topham Hatt, "you have caused confusion and delay." "I know, sir. You have polluted also my lake with oil. You shall be sent back to the mainland. I don't even know how you came here." "Yes, sir," said Diesel 10. After a while, Sodor started coming back to life, and the ship holding the new pieces of the tower had arrived. Soon the pieces were fixed right onto the tower. Percy was finally coming home from the mainland. On the day of Percy's arrival, many engines arrived at the harbor for Percy. "Look!" Murdoch yelled. It's Percy's ship, yelled Arthur. Indeed it was. Percy was soon lowered back onto the tracks. And did you really think that the bigger engines would miss their party?